What happened to Call of Duty? Like, why is it so bad now? Like, seriously, these past couple of CODs have honestly been the worst iterations of the franchise I've ever seen. Especially this newest one. MW2, Modern Warfare 2, 2022. I mean, I wonder what kind of meth those developers were smoking when making this game. Seriously, were they on that Heisenberg special or something? Like, the title alone, why do they have to make it so complicated to make a title? I mean, they made about 19 other Call of Duty games, with each game having at least a number to differentiate them. Nah, they figured it's alright to use the same name as the original, like it won't confuse people who don't really follow up on COD. No, but I'll tell you why. Money. It's what makes the world go round, right? People think that Activision is remastering the original MW2 so they could get a couple more bucks from the suckers who don't know any better. Thinking that they're gonna get a remaster of an actual good game. Nah, what people got was shit that was stomped down the drain in the shower. They didn't even try to cover up their waffle stomp. It was out for everybody to see. This game is honestly so baffling to me because I know that there are good developers in that company that I feel as though want to make this game good or as good as they can make it. I think I think that's Activision that's making all these horrible decisions. I think they're ruining what was arguably a great game franchise. Okay, now I say that, but I truly do think Infinity Ward hates their own community. The reason I think this is because they don't listen to the feedback that they give them. Their head is so far up their own ass that when they do listen to genuine community feedback, they think that the community is wrong. I mean, talk about a one sided relationship, right? For instance, Dead Silence. Why did they have to make what was once a perk a field upgrade? It was great as it was in previous COD games, but no, Infinity Ward knows best and decided to make it a field upgrade. This is a horrible decision because footsteps are louder than the goddamn earthquake from the movie 2012. This leads to literally nobody moving the whole game like the fat kid in PE class. Just camping, hoping that some brave motherfucker comes through that door to get lit up by a shotgun or blown up by a claymore. And by the way, why are the doors so goddamn indestructible in this game? Like, you can't blow them up or break them down or even at least make tiny holes in them. Seriously, are these doors made of titanium and Johnny Sin's cock combined? Because that's how hard these doors are. You have a better chance trying to break a bedrock block from Minecraft than trying to destroy these doors. Anyways, yeah, it's a camp fest. Everybody's camping in corners trying to improve their KD, which also, on a side note, they can't even view because there is no combat record in this game. Jesus, how rushed were they when making this game? Supposedly, 3,000 employees worked on this 3-year long game. I mean, it's so rushed, it's like getting a hand job from a girl and she says, sorry, at a time, and spits on you and leaves. They have no excuses why this game was released like this. None. They can't even say that it was given to them by Sledgehammer Games, like Treyarch, or made in a pandemic either. The only reason the game is as bad as it is because Infinity Ward thinks that it needs to reinvent the wheel, fix things that were never broken. Red dots. Why? Why the fuck do you have to change red dots? It was literally perfect as is. So, when an enemy shoots their gun without a suppressor on, they pop up on the minimap as a red dot in previous COD games. This was so that people knew where the enemy was coming from and could get intel from it. Intel which they could use to kill said enemy player. When you remove that crucial piece of intel from the game, it leads people camping because other people won't come at them because they can't see them on the map. You see the problem here? Nobody's moving. Which, in combination with Dead Silence being a field upgrade and the maps being as terrible as they are, makes playing this game want to stick a needle in my dick. Or vagina. I may have both. Then, that leads me to people being hard as hell to see. It's almost as though the enemy team blends in with the background, making it so that they just stand still, they're one with the wall. As well as taking out the red name tag that's usually on top of their heads. Again, why? Why do they make changes that literally nobody asked for. Changes for the sake of changes. Changes that are very detrimental to this game. Because without that red name tag, I think that it's a teammate. So I leave them be, only for me to realize that they're not my teammate, and I get shot in the ass. Look, my eyesight is already negative 20, but with these changes and how enemy players look, now makes it look like somebody threw a dart right at my eye. As well as making the recoil as jiggly as a porn star's ass, makes shooting at enemies not fun in the slightest. Oh yeah, can't forget the abysmal UI that's with this game. I'm not just talking about the main menu, but the gunsmith also. Like, why do you have to use another gun to unlock attachments for another gun? Changes for the sake of changes. Stupid changes. Okay, let's move on to perks. Once again, they're just trying to reinvent the wheel. I thought I kind of liked the idea of it, but what's the point? You get your perks near the end of the game if the timer for them is too long, but if it's too short, you just get them in the beginning of the game, which begs the question, why not just give us our perks in the first place? I thought I liked them because I thought of it like a specialist weapon from previous COD games, but it's nothing like that. The perk system is very flawed, but I think that one way to fix it would be how Exclusive Ace explained in one of his videos. Basically, we start off with the standard 4 perks, except they're the basic versions of them. But there's also the pro version of those perks, which does charge up, and you can get that when it's done. Or honestly, just get rid of this flawed perk system entirely. Again, changes for the sake of changes. I could forgive all this game's problems if they just changed this one thing. The one thing that has truly ruined the last 3 COD games. SBMM. Skill-based matchmaking. Get rid of it. Make Call of Duty fun again. Make it a game where there's at least a resemblance of fun in there. Because SBMM made this game an unfun sweat fest where people are literally competing for nothing. They get nothing for winning a game. No rank, no type of positive progression, not even a fucking combat record to show off to their middle school friends that their KD is positive. What they get is swamp ass and Dorito dust all over the controller. That's what people are sweating for. Every game is like a CDL Pro League match where if you lose, Activision will come to your house and slice off one of your nuts. This makes the game so not fun when you're just trying to relax and little Johnny joins your game and decimates you because all he does is play Call of Duty in his mother's leaky, shit-stained basement. Just make the matchmaking based on connection like it was in other COD games. You know, the COD games that were actually fun to play, because not every game took place in a sweat sauna. I want to play against all types of players, from a Pro League player to Timmy No Thumbs, shout out Blame Truth, and everyone in between. Not every game has to be like a diamond game from Rainbow Six. A game where you could actually pop off, get some kills, call in some score streaks, and enjoy your time. And occasionally fight the no-life motherfucker that plays. Okay, if they're so insistent of having SBMM in the game, then at least give people an incentive to sweat their balls off. I mentioned Rainbow Six earlier and how sweaty that game is. There's at least a reason why people sweat in that game. It's to rank up and keep their rank. Just add that as a separate game mode and have a casual mode where there is no SBMM for people just trying to have a casual experience and have fun in the game. No, but I'll tell you why they won't do this. Because Activision will not let them. Activision has a gun pointed to the back of these developers' heads that won't allow them to change it. I mean, for God's sake, they can't even mention skill-based matchmaking in any form. So, why is Activision doing this? Well, to cater to the noobs, which equals money. You see, a noob has 2 choices when trying to learn a new game. They can A, learn from their mistakes and see if they can get better while playing the game by learning the maps, how weapons work, good strats to use, and they can all learn this by watching a player that's obviously better than them, which will eventually pay off and they will shit on noobs, creating a good and fun cycle. Or option B, they drop the game and most likely never pick it up again. But Activision created a third option, option C, kind of like the Death Wish option in GTA 5, except unlike Death Wish, this option kills everyone involved. So I guess that makes Activision Devin Weston. With this new option, it leads noobs to fight other noobs, and everyone has a safe and quote unquote fun experience. So, the theory is if the noobs have a safe and fun time, they won't drop the game. But this leads to the noobs getting nothing. They don't learn anything, and probably get worse because of it. And when they do get semi good and learn how to play, they're just gonna play against sweats. And again, the cycle repeats. They're not gonna have any fun. This whole SBMM process is fucking putrid, and has not only ruined COD for me, but for the majority of the fan base. These past couple of CODs have honestly got to be some of the worst games I have ever played, and the public has ever seen. And I think it all started back in 2019 with Modern Warfare. It's 2019. Yeah, I believe that name. Because that's really when they cranked up the SBMM to its highest level. I guess it was somewhat there in previous COD games, but in Modern Warfare 2019, they cranked that shit up to 11. Something needs to change. The only reason I'm bashing this game as hard as I am is because I really do care for this franchise. I was a lifelong Call of Duty fan, literally when I was out of the womb. My favorite COD game being a tie between BO1 or BO3. I want this game to be good like it once was. But with idiotic changes like these, I don't think this franchise will ever be as good as it once was. But stranger things have happened, I suppose.